Are you a business owner worth $10 million or more? Did you know that there is a legal way for you to retain control of your business for the rest of your life while removing the equity from estate taxation, not just for your generation, but for a multitude of generations going forward? So over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you how a family limited partnership works and the features and benefits of it. Hi, I'm Todd Villarubia, owner of Wealth Planning Law Group. For over 30 years, my team has helped thousands of business owners protect billions of dollars from the government, taxes, and creditors. So the term family limited partnership is actually referencing a structure and can be used with any type of company, whether it's a C Corp, S Corp, LLC, or partnership. Basically, it involves creating 1% Class A voting rights and 99% Class B non-voting rights. The first step is that we have to actually then go into getting the underlying assets appraised. So for example, if you have real estate portfolio that we're going to be moving, we'll have to get the underlying adequate real estate appraisals done, and then you actually have to go get the business itself appraised, because a qualified business appraiser has to value those B units and takes into account that those Class B units are non-voting and they're non-marketable. You can't sell them on a stock exchange. And because of that, we can shrink the value of the assets, yielding the ability for you to transfer even more assets above the exemption amounts. We can often achieve a 20 to 35% discount, allowing us much larger gifting capacity that would otherwise not be achievable. A married couple under current law can gift almost to $28 million worth of assets. So with discounts, we could probably get $35 to $40 million out of the estate tax immediately. And then we can sell up to 10 times that much, or $270 million worth of assets could be sold to the trust in exchange for a note. The note payments aren't taxable because it's in effect as if you're paying yourself. We remove all of the appreciation of those assets out of your estate, and then we can even have the note be structured as what's called a self-canceling installment note that disappears at your death, removing it from estate taxation, allowing us to have transferred all of your assets estate tax free. But even for smaller estates, it makes sense. For example, we have a client right now who's age 45 and worth about $30 million that sold his business. Because he's still young and wants to maintain about $10 to $15 million, the first step for him was for us to identify what we call the assets that are targeted for transfer. So he identified his home, a second home that he had, several business interests, some life insurance policies, and other assets equating to about $20 million. If we get a 30% discount, that'll bring it down to $14 million, and he could then gift his full $14 million exemption in January of 2025, pay no federal estate tax, and we would still have retained the ability for his wife to utilize her exemption, whatever that amount may be, to offset the balance of the tax that they would have otherwise incurred. So there are many advantages to the family limited partnership or LLC structure. First, and most importantly, is that you and your spouse will retain control through the retention of Class A voting rights for the rest of your lives. Secondly, we will remove all of the appreciation of your assets from estate taxation, not only when you die, but even for future generations. Number three is that we'll get additional asset protection through the utilization of LLCs, which have what's called charging order protection, which does not allow creditors to seize the assets and force a distribution of them. Plus, we have the additional protection of the Dynasty Trust. So if you have additional questions or would like to learn more, schedule your complimentary consultation with us today. And for 1 hour, we will sit down, answer all of your questions in a confidential manner, and come up with a design and plan for you that makes the most sense to protect you and everyone you love. Look, you didn't spend your whole life working so hard to have half of it taken by the government. Call us today and let us start helping you protect everything you have from the government, taxes, and creditors.